Sawadee Krap and welcome to another episode here for the Fun Report, Mindful Media and Communication. And let's jump into today's topic, as you can see from the thumbnail, from the headline and so on, AI. And yeah, we talked about AI before, here and there, but I feel we didn't really elaborate enough. And in the last AI episode, I said, hey, we're going to revisit it. So hey, we're revisiting it, okay? So I'm going to start with a quick story, right? So, because storytelling matters. So do you remember, like if you look back into like the science fiction movies and stories and books you might have read when you were young, and AI was supposed to be like this super smart thing, like as smart as humans, right? By 2023, it might have taken over the world from the perspective of 1950s, maybe, right? Now it's 2023, and while AI is booming right now, you still can't have a real conversation with Siri, right? So it turns out AI is kind of hard. Who would have thought, right? Who would have thought? And yeah, we had those endless hype cycles, and right now ChatGPT and so on. Of course, the next step in the hype cycle is there, right? And AI has been making progress in between those hype cycles as well. Okay, it's not just like that it just happened overnight like this. It had some ups, it had some downs, but the progress is obviously visible, right? But don't let the robots know, okay? Don't let them know that we're impressed. So there are techniques like neural networks, for example, and deep learning, right? So thanks to those, we now have those what we call generative AI models, okay, that can create original content based on the input. Basically, creative bots. Cool concept, actually, bit scary. So let's try to explain this generative AI a little bit. Okay, so there could also be collaborative AI, which is a different form of AI. Maybe we have another episode on this. Okay, so if you're focusing on generative AI, because that's what we're all fascinated by right now, okay? So those Gen AI systems, they create data using approaches like diffusion models, GANs, and so on. We're not a tech podcast, so don't worry, okay? The key advance was what was called transform models. Yeah, so not the robots in disguise. So transformers efficiently process data so that those neural networks can train on like huge, massive data sets. Okay, so that's just like a big step, a big advancement, so to speak. Those neural networks, they are modeled on the human brain to learn patterns, okay? So the training data here is very, very important. It's like kind of like garbage in, garbage out, right? Also this quick programmer joke. Meaning you know that ChatGPT, all the other Gen AI models that you're using, that they're also using our input to train, right? And they're using the internet to feed from data, right? To feed off data, to feed off websites and so on. So if you input BS, you're going to get BS out of it, right? Obviously. So garbage in, garbage out is actually happening. The thing is, however, that those models, right, they have, of course, a billions of parameters. So that needs lots of computing power, which then also means that AI is pretty heavy on the computing. The techniques such as deep learning then help to build better, smarter AI systems, which hopefully reduces it a little bit down the road, but it's still like very computing heavy, okay? That's also why, for example, free versions of Gen AI tools, they limit you. A, of course, they want to make money, but B, also because it's just so computing heavy and they only offer that to people that actually pay for it, okay? The other technique we just talked about was NLP, not that NLP, the other NLP, natural language processing. Well, this is just like natural language processing, so that's the ability to process text, right? Like the text generation via analyzing linguistic patterns, or like even image generation via analyzing linguistic patterns. Like, if you think about it, pretty sci-fi, right? You type something in with words and then out comes the picture, out comes the Adobe effect, out comes whatever, right? The transition, for example, crazy when you edit movies, right? Crazy. So now we also have to think of how generative AI I want to say influence, impact, maybe even media and communication, because that's our podcast, right? So, and we're still focusing on Gen AI in this episode, right? So Gen AI, of course, apply to lots of creative fields, like automated news, for example. Personalized ads, right? So if you're in digital marketing, you're personalizing ads all the time. So you get the dystopian picture of like AI can help to generate personalized content really, really fast, right? If I have more data I have about you, the better, because then I can create personalized content and show it to you right away. And let's be honest, AI is churning out lots of clickbait headlines better than most human writers, like if it comes to clickbait, right? But seriously, there's of course also misuse concern, right? Like for example, SAG-AFTRA, the strike in Hollywood, right? Part of the strike was also AI threatening actors and writers' jobs, right? So it's actually here, right? So the fight with AI is already here, and it needs to be addressed. Okay. The thing is, there are upsides too, of course. It's not just, oh God, it's going to take all our jobs. There are upsides too, of course. Like accessibility improvement through like automated translation, for example. Auto captioning, that's awesome. As creators, that's great. And we have to integrate it wisely, though, before, Skynet comes and takes over, right? So that's why I also have those episodes and I talk with students about it. We have to understand how it works to really use it in a beneficial way and not just give in and be like, yeah, whatever, there you go, I do whatever the AI overlord tells me, okay? And if you look at some theoretical implications, there are a few theories that can help us with guidance. There's, for example, Marshall McLuhan, right? Marshall McLuhan, most favorite quote of Marshall McLuhan, 3 to 1. Exactly, the medium is the message, right? So if AI is the medium generating the content, how will that shape society compared to human-made media? Do we trust it? Don't we trust it? Will we see the difference? Will we understand the difference? Will we just give up? Those are questions that we have to ask ourselves and figure out how to answer them. Yeah. So unifiers or drive, like maybe polarize the polarization even further, yeah, by filtering our reality. So what's AI gonna do for us, with us? That's the question. And there's no one answer. It really depends how are we consuming it. Okay. Another one that we talked about a lot before, use and gratification theory, right? AI could provide customized entertainment, just like customized ads, personalized ads, customized entertainment, but then limits exposure to opposing views, creating echo chambers. We see that right now already. The Israel-Palestine conflict, for example. Yeah, some sides are like hardcore pro-Israel, others are hardcore pro-Palestine, and of course they're all stuck in their bubble, right? So it's already happening. It's going to happen even more so. You have cultivation theory. Remember that one? Yeah, cultivation analysis matters in this case too. Like, will AI media cultivate democratic debate or confirmation bias, right? What is AI gonna emphasize? Can it cultivate true empathy versus superficial empathy? There's lots to unpack here. I hope that makes sense, right? So there is no one left, right, yes, no answer, obviously. So the question is, of course, where's this all going in like the next, 5 to 10 years or so? And what are the key milestones? Oh my God, milestones to watch for. Yeah, one thing is of course better language capabilities. Yeah, natural language capabilities. NLP is going to improve. Yeah, following conversations. If you're using ChatGPT or others, such as Claude, for example, you see that there might be some issues that eventually they lose track of what you talked with them before. So this could be a huge advancement. Maybe even now pictures are getting crazy, right? Like picture generation in the last 6 months, huge leap. Like if you're using Stable Diffusion, DALL-E within ChatGPT now even possible. Midjourney, obviously. Adobe has a great one too. It's crazy what's possible right now. So why not also photorealistic video generation? Just think if you could actually use, like like those last or latest advancements in like the video engines, but then you just generate a video like based on your prompts, and it looks like photorealistic. Insanity. Just imagine all the cool videos, but also all the fake news that might come out, right? Crazy. Whew. Yeah, maybe even like super hyper personalized entertainment. And you see, I'm hesitating right now because I'm thinking of the possibilities, which are awesome, but I'm also thinking of like what happens if it goes off the rails with the fake news, for example, right? What if like like one person just does everything? Like you just need a prompt engineer. You don't need a director, a producer. You don't need anything else anymore because you just prompt engineer and go, and then you have your finalized version of whatever content you want to create. Whew. And again, maybe it's just the end of truth as we know it. Maybe there's no one truth anymore. Oh my, we're living in a hyper reality. There is no one truth. Oh my God. I'm not sure if I'm now excited or I'm about to cry, torn apart. That's what the point is. We decide based on the precedents we are setting now. So the here and now is super important. So do we demand ethical AI for the greater good over profit? Or are we going for the quick profit? And of course, that's a difficult question because in theory, we say, yes, we're good people. Of course, we go for ethics. But in reality, money is important. Everything is so expensive right now. Oh my God, of course we're going for money, right? Can we steer away from that dystopia toward utopia? Is it too late to steer away? Do we have to go full speed through? I don't know. I hope we can get like that, that meme when like the car just takes the hard exit to the right. I hope we're taking that hard exit to the right towards utopia, seeing where the world is right now. Not too positive anymore, but I do have faith in us as humankind, hopefully to not completely give in to AI and just utilize everything that AI brings with it while still keeping our humanity, what makes humans, and maybe, creating a symbiosis of sorts. Oh, that sounds a little bit too much too. It sounds a bit like Alien. But let's just use AI for cliche, the greater good. Even the smaller good. Use AI for your digital marketing strategies. Just don't give in completely and understand how it works. Don't just use it and be blinded by the medium. Hey, Marshall McLuhan again. But understand how it works. If you understand how it works and why it works, then you can use it and you see the positives as well as the negatives, and then you make informed decisions, and then it's all good. If you don't know how it works, you just don't know what you're doing, and you're just relying on something to tell you what's right, and that's always a problem. Having that said, how are your feelings about AI right now? My talk now went a little bit off the rails because we started with it's just Gen AI, we're just generating stuff, and then we're like stumbling towards Skynet. What are your thoughts? What are your feelings when it comes to AI? What are you using? Which tools are you using? My tool set right now probably is set up on text-based, just ChatGPT, Claude 2. When it comes to pictures and so on, I'm doing lots of Midjourney right now. I'm obviously using DALL-E implemented in ChatGPT. I think it's really cool. It came a long, long way. Even the text now in AI pictures is getting better. Sometimes it's still like a bit messed up, but you can tweak it and it actually improves it, which is pretty cool. I'm trying a few video things which aren't as awesome right now, but getting there. Presentations and slides, I'm using Gamma right now, but the templates are a bit lame. Beautiful AI is also like quite kind of cool, but also kind of limited in the form in which it presents content. It's just not very scientific, but also getting there, I guess. I'm using a lot. I'm trying a lot. Obviously, the Adobe settings, which are pretty cool. So that's my AI setup right now. Let me know what you're doing with AI right now. Shout out in the comments at FunkitPod on social media, funkitpod@gmail.com. Leave a review, that would be fantastic. Like, share, subscribe. for more AI and other media and communication related content. I hope that episode lightened. I tried to lighten up the mood after the last Israel-Palestine episode, but I'm not sure if I talked more about doom and gloom or if I actually managed to lighten up a little bit. Overall, I do think, and I leave it at that, I'm excited about all things AI. As I said, I just think we have to understand how it works. If we understand how things work, we can use them. We don't need to be afraid. And it's all going to be good. And we're taking the exit towards utopia. I'll see you there in utopia with the next episode. Until then, take care, stay safe. Savadee Cup.